Kuradoya de amore padachaya. Prabhu Kuradoya de amore padachaya. Eveas Shivana Eveas Shivana Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Vande Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora. Shri Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavane ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parvajika Chasta Tarasatara Shri Shimadi's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanande Hari. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain the pure devotional service I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection and fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic emanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual masters, the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread throughout all the three worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Premanandi Hari Bol. Today is the third day that we're celebrating the appearance of Srimati Radharani, Krishna's eternal consort. And we see Srimati Radharani here next to Krishna. And this bhajan that we're going to sing is all about her. This song was sung by Rupa Goswami. He is the real person, the actual person to understand Radha and Krishna. So he says, all glories to Radharani. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate. She is so dear to Krishna. Everyone is trying to love Krishna, but Krishna is trying to love somebody. Now how great she is, just try to understand. Everyone, the whole world, the whole universe, all living entities, they are trying to love Krishna. Krishna Prema. Lord Chaitanya describes Prema Pumartha Mahan, and Rupa Goswami describes that you are distributing Krishna Prema. So Krishna Prema is so valuable, but Krishna himself is after Radharani. So just see how Radharani is great. And we must try to understand the greatness of Radharani. Therefore, she is so great, and we have to offer our respect. Radha, Radhe, Jaya Jaya Madhava Dayate. How is she? Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Taruni. Taruni means young girls. You'll see the pictures. They are all young girls. But of all the young girls, she is the most beautiful. She is enchanting to the young girls also. She is so beautiful. Gokula Taruni Mandala Mahite. Damodara Rati. Vardhana Vese. And she always dresses herself so nicely that Damodara, Krishna, becomes attracted by her beauty. Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipinese. And she is the only lovable object of Krishna. And she is the queen of Vrindavana. This queen of Vrindavana, you'll find in Vrindavana, if you go to Vrindavana, everyone is worshipping Radharani. Rani means queen. They are always speaking Jaya Radhe, Radharani. All the devotees in Vrindavana, they are worshippers of Srimati Radharani. Hari Niskuta Vrinda Vipinese, Vrishabhanudadi Navasasi Leke. And she appeared as the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and her companion Lalita Shaki, and Vishaka Shaki and the devotees. So on behalf of the pure devotees of Krishna, Rupa Goswami is praying, Karunam Kuru Mai Karuna Bharite. Oh, my worshipable Radharani, you are full of mercy, so I am begging of your mercy because you are so merciful. Very easily you offer, you bestow your mercy, so I am begging your mercy. Karunam Kurumai Karuna Bharite, Sanaka Sanatana Varnita Charite. Now somebody may say, oh, you are so great, learned scholar. You are so great, saintly person, and you are begging mercy from an ordinary girl. How is that? Therefore, Rupa Goswami says, oh, this is not an ordinary girl. Sanatana Sanatana Varnita Charite. This girl's description is possible to be made by great saintly persons like Sanak and Sanatana. She is not ordinary. So the lesson is that we should not treat Radharani as an ordinary girl or Krishna as an ordinary man. They are the supreme absolute truth, but in the absolute truth there is the pleasure potency, and that is exhibited in the dealings of Radha and Krishna. And Radha's expansion are all the gopis, and Krishna as the Supreme Lord. So this gives a little inkling of the eternal relationship between Krishna and Radharani, and we get a glimpse of that when we see our deities, where Krishna is always, Radharani is always next to Krishna. As we grow in spiritual life, we begin to realize the transcendental nature of their relationship. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mohite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Damodara Rati Vadana Vese Harine Skuta Vrinda Vipinese. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishabhanudadi Navasasi Leke Lalita Saki Guna Ramita Vishake. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Maite. Karunam Kurumai Karuna Varite Sanaka Sanatana Vandita Charite. Radhe Jaya Jaya Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Moite. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Daite Gokula Tarini Mandala Mahite. Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Daite Gokula Tarini Mandala Mahite. Jaya 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 Madhava Daite Gokula Taruni Mandala Mohite. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bravo. You don't have to do it on the Sunday. You need a microphone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. काशी श्री राधा नील माधव की जय। Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered the incarnation of Krishna in this age of Kali, this is the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, we have this exceptional spiritual book that Lord Chaitanya himself claimed is the best spiritual scripture in the whole universe. Why? Because it begins with the most essential subject of all knowledge. Prabhu, back there on that desk, you'll see a paper about Radharani. Bring it here. Okay. So, if you have this book in your house, it is considered the incarnation of Krishna. If you read this book, you will understand who you are, who Krishna is, and what is the purpose of life. Purpose of life is to develop pure love for Krishna. And by fixing our mind on Krishna, we go back to Krishna at the end of this lifetime. And you take many people with you, not only your loved ones, but anyone who you have encountered and who you've shared this love of Krishna with. So this temple is based on loving Krishna. And this is the activity, the eternal activity in the spiritual world. And this is called unconditional love. Unconditional love means, like Srimati Radharani and the gopis, we don't expect anything in return for the service and for the love we give to Krishna. That's called unconditional. So therefore, even if there's reason to break off the relationship, still the relationship is not broken. That's a sign of pure love. So sometimes people criticize that Radharani's name is not mentioned in the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, which is all about Krishna and his eternal pastimes. That actually is not true. And tonight we're going to read the verse that mentions Radharani's name. This is in the 10th canto, chapter 30, verse number 28. 10th canto, chapter 30, verse number 28 of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the verse reads, Anaya radito nunam bhagavan harir ishvara yo no vihaya govinda prito yam anayad raha. This verse says, certainly, no, that's it. Certainly this, oh no, that's not it either. There's another one. There must be another one. Certainly this particular gopi, gopis are the cowherd girls that take care of the cows along with Krishna and his friends, and they're always using the products of the cows, making them into very delicious preparations. They take the milk and the cream and they churn it into butter. Then from the butter they make ghee, and with the ghee it's used for doing fire sacrifices and also for cooking very delicious food and making all kinds of sweets. So you see that the whole life in the spiritual world, which is called Goloka, the planet of cows. In Goloka Vrindavan, where Krishna is, he's a cowherd boy. His father, Nandan Maharaj, has over 900,000 cows. Okay, now whose son is this young little boy? Yeah, you have to take care of him. Yeah. So it says, certainly this particular gopi has perfectly worshipped the all-powerful personality of Godhead, Govinda. since he was so pleased with her that he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place. So when Krishna was dancing in the Rasa Leela dance, at one point Radharani walked away. And because Radha is Krishna's most favorite consort, he followed her away from the Rasa Leela dance. And this left the many thousands of gopis bereft. And they started searching for Krishna. And at a certain point they saw that Krishna's footprints were next to a young gopi's footprints. How did they know that? Because in the bottom of Krishna's footprints are many auspicious signs, and on the bottom of Radharani's footprints are many auspicious signs also. On the bottom of our feet there might be calluses and other things, but in the bottom of Radharani's feet there are signs of conch shells and cows and other things, and we're going to get to that in a second. And the same with Krishna. So the gopis are noticing that Krishna has walked off with one gopi. And it says, since Govinda was so pleased with her, he abandoned the rest of us and brought her to a secluded place in the forests of Vrindavan. So the explanation of this verse is the following. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, who's a great Vaishnava commentator, explains that the word Aradhita refers to Srimati Radharani. So in the verse it says, Anaradhito nunam. So Aradhita is referring to Radharani. So from the word Aradhita we get the word Radhika. The sage Sukadev Goswami has tried with all endeavor to keep her name hidden. So Sukadev Goswami is the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Why would he try and keep her name hidden? Because the affairs of Radha and Krishna are very private. They're reserved for the topmost devotees who have no material attachments in the material world. They're simply attached to Krishna. So he says, the sage Sukadev Goswami has tried with all endeavor to keep her name hidden, but now it automatically shines forth from the moon of his mouth. That he has spoken her name is indeed her mercy, and thus the word Aradhita is like the rumbling of a kettle drum sounded to announce her great good fortune. Although the gopis spoke as if jealous of Srimati Radharani, they were actually ecstatic to see that she had captured Sri Krishna. So who are the gopis exactly? They are expansions of Srimati Radharani. Just like Radharani is an expansion of Krishna, and from her is expanded all the gopis. The gopis are the most dearest devotees of Lord Krishna. And Radharani is the chief of the devotees, or the servants of Krishna. So, although they're in a sense play acting that they're a little jealous of Radharani, actually they're very happy that she has walked away and Krishna is following her. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti quotes the following detailed description of Srimati Radharani's footprints as given by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Sri Ujjvala Nilamani. At the base of the large toe of her left foot is the mark of a barley corn. Below that mark is a disc, meaning a chakra. Below the disc is an umbrella, and below the umbrella is a bracelet. A vertical line extends from the middle of her foot to the juncture of her large and second toes. At the base of the middle toe is a lotus. Below that is a flag with a banner, and below the flag is a creeper together with a flower. At the base of her small toe is an elephant goad, and upon her heel is a half moon. Thus there are 11 marks on her left foot. At the base of the large toe of her right foot is a conch shell, and below that a spear. At the base of the small toe of her right foot is a sacrificial altar. Below that an earring, and below the earring a spear. Along the base of the second and third and fourth and small toes is the mark of a mountain, below which is a chariot, and on the heel is a fish. Thus altogether there are 19 distinguishing marks on the soles of Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. So, there's no mistaking who she is. And she's born with those marks. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay. So, okay. So the gopis can recognize which gopi is with her. It's Radhika. And the next verse says, O girls, the dust of Govinda's lotus feet is so sacred that even Brahma, Lord Brahma, Shiva, and the goddess Rama, meaning Lakshmi, take that dust upon their heads to dispel sinful reactions. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, who quotes from Shastra, each day in the late afternoon, as Krishna returned from the cow pastures with his cowherd boyfriends, great demigods like Brahma and Shiva would come down from heaven and take the dust of his feet. So when Krishna appeared in this world 500 years ago, the demigods, who are always anxious to see the Lord, of course the demigods cannot even see Lord Vishnu. They can only go to the shore or the beach of the ocean of milk, and they can say prayers like the Purusha Shukta to glorify Lord Vishnu, but they can't go to the island in the middle of the ocean of milk called Swetadeep and actually see him. So now, the origin of Vishnu, the origin of Narayana, the origin of everyone, has appeared as Krishna in Vrindavan, in the material world called Gokula Vrindavan, and he's manifesting his pastime. So the demigods or the devatas would come just to see him. It was a very rare occasion for them. So great personalities like the goddess Rama, the wife of Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma are not at all sinful, but in the ecstasy of pure Krishna consciousness, they feel themselves fallen and impure. Thus, desiring to purify themselves, they blissfully take the dust of the Lord's lotus feet on their heads. This just gives an idea of how sacred and how transcendentally surcharged are the pastimes of Krishna that he manifests in this world. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ajopi san avyayatma bhutanam ishwaropi sam pakritim svam adistaya sambhavami atmamayaya. In the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 6th verse, he says, although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So once in a day of Brahma, one day of Brahma lasts for 4,300,000,000 years, one day of Brahma. And in one day, Krishna appears. Now you see how fortunate we are, because that day happened a little over 5,000 years ago. So there's not much distance in time between us today and the unique appearance of Krishna once in the day of Brahma that occurred only 5,000 years ago. Therefore, in this age, even though this age is not favorable, Kali Yuga, for spiritual life, still, because the Lord only appeared 5,000 years ago, still Krishna consciousness is prevalent in this world. And not only that, but Krishna also came in his special incarnations, Lord Chaitanya, 500 years ago, and reinvigorated the Sanatana Dharma by teaching people how to chant Hare Krishna and offer food to Krishna so that it becomes prasadam. And by the taking prasadam and chanting Hare Krishna, everyone, regardless of what their birth is, they can have a high birth or a low birth, they can make tangible spiritual progress and go back to Godhead in this lifetime. That is the power and the glory of the holy name of Krishna. So, Krishna's body is transcendental, it never deteriorates, but yet, because he has unlimited potencies, he can do things that baffle others, that confuse others. Like, for example, he's never born, but yet it appears as if he's born as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki. But yet, Vasudeva takes Krishna to Vrindavan and exchanges him for the newborn baby of Yasodamai, who is called Yogamaya, Krishna's sister. And he brings Yogamaya back to the prison of Kamsa. And when Kamsa comes down to kill who he thinks is the 8th child of Vasudeva and Devaki, thinking that it's a little boy named Krishna, he's surprised to see that it's a little girl. But he still decides to kill her But when he tries to kill her, she flies up into the air and manifests her form as Durga and chides Kamsa, saying, "You fool, you think you can kill Krishna, but he's already very far away, and the prophecy that he's going to kill you will become a reality in the near future." So, this Durga is an expansion of Yogamaya. Yogamaya is the sister of Krishna. She's also called Subhadra. Bhadra means fortunate, and Subhadra means most fortunate. But she can also expand herself as Durga Mata. So when Kamsa sees Durga Mata, he's afraid. Durga Mata, in a form as Kali, or just even as Durga, has 10 arms and weapons in every arm, and she can be very fierce. So Kamsa becomes afraid, but Vasudeva and Devaki are not afraid. Why? Because they see Yogamaya. Now, what is the difference in Yogamaya and Durga Mata or Mahamaya? Yogamaya is that illusion by which we come closer to Krishna. So, Vasudeva and Devaki come very close to Krishna. He appears as their child. But Kamsa becomes afraid and begins to consider Krishna his enemy. So, this happens in a marriage also. If a husband treats his wife nicely, she becomes like Yogamaya and helps him progress in his spiritual life. If the husband doesn't treat his wife nicely, she becomes like Durga and punishes him, you see. So we see that this is happening even in the material world, even in our own relationships. Therefore, gentlemen, this is a secret. If you want to advance in spiritual life, treat your wife very, very nicely. Always treat her as Devi. Devi meaning most auspicious. But if you don't treat her nicely, then you will just suffer the rest of your life. So here, Krishna is appearing. He appears in his original transcendental body. Now, he is never born, but yet it appears like he's born. He's always a fresh youth in the prime of his life, but yet he appears like a little baby, like an ordinary child. So these are called mutually contradictory qualities of the Lord. That's why unless a person is trained in Krishna consciousness, they will never understand Krishna because of his mutually contradictory qualities. And this is explained all throughout the Vedas. That's why people become confused when they read the Vedas. The Vedas can be liberating and they can be entangling. It depends. If you hear the Vedas spoken by a genuine devotee, then that knowledge will liberate you from the cycle of birth and death. If you hear it from an upstart speculator, then you'll get more entangled and go deeper and deeper into the cycle of birth and death. Therefore, the Vedas are not subject to speculation. One must hear them with faith. And the beginning of the faith is accepting that Krishna is the Supreme God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Of course, Krishna says this himself, and it's proven when you hear the words of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Avyaktim vyaktim apanam manyate mam abudaya param bhavam ajananto mamavyayam anuttamam. In the 7th chapter, 24th verse, he says, unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So, there is a rumor that the supreme realization of spiritual life is impersonal. That, of course, is not only false, but it's a vicious lie. And because of that, people who believe that the ultimate realization of spiritual life is impersonal, they become atheists. That's why atheism is running wild now in India because of the impersonal philosophy. Anybody who wants to save Hinduism from ending up in a complete state of disarray and overrun by Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity, they should listen to what I'm saying right now. Because if things keep going the way they are, Hinduism will end up in the trash bag of history in the near future. Why? Because this vicious impersonalist philosophy is destroying it. The original personality of Godhead is a person. He's Krishna. Just like your mother and father are persons. Their mother and fathers are persons. Their mother and fathers are persons. If you keep going back, do you end up with a non-person or do you end up with a person? You tell me. Yes. You don't end up with a non-person. And the original person is Krishna. And Krishna says this, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pavartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. In 10th chapter, 8th verse, Krishna says that I am the source of everything material and spiritual. And those persons, the wise who perfectly know this, engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So why are we in this temple worshiping Radha and Krishna? Why are we bowing down to them? Why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Why are we offering them fresh food every day? Why do we offer them fresh flowers? Because there's no difference between Krishna and his holy name, and there's no difference between Krishna and his deity. And the deity is not an imperson. This is not like a Baha'i temple. Have any of you gone to the Baha'i temple in Delhi? Yes. What's inside?
It's been many years ago, but it's pretty empty.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. It's an empty space, right? Yeah, why? Now, I'm not criticizing Baha'is, because I have many Baha'i friends and I like them, but it's completely impersonal. There's no concept of the form of God, right? Now, that's pretty clear. But if you go into a Hindu temple, you will find usually Panchapasana, 5 different deities. This is traditional Hinduism as was established by Sankaracharya. But people think they're all equal. There's Lord Shiva, and there's Vishnu and Lakshmi, and there's Ganapati and perhaps Durga Mata. So they have 5 deities. But people think they're all equal. That again is a mistake. If you go to a pure Vaishnava temple like Tirupati or Srirangam or Padmanabha Swami, there's one deity, that's Lord Vishnu. He's the Supreme Personality of God. And sometimes there's Lakshmi and Narayana, or sometimes there's Sita and Rama. They're all the same person. So, what is the difference? The difference is that Sankaracharya established that the highest state of spiritual realization is impersonal. He said, Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. That means that the Brahman, the effulgence in the spiritual world, is the supreme state of spiritual realization, and this material world is all false. So, if he says that everything in the material world is false, then his philosophy is also false. His philosophy which says Brahma Satyam Jagat Mithya. We have to follow his logic. He says everything in the material world, Jagat Mithya, is false. So his philosophy is also false. So now this puts us in a dilemma. You have great personalities like Sankaracharya teaching something that's false. You have Hinduism, which has followed his interpretation, not the Vaishnavas, but the Hindus have followed his interpretation of Vedanta Sutra, that ultimately everything is false, and even the deities are false, but they are used as a crutch, just like I may use a ladder to climb up to the second floor of this building. And once I'm on the second floor, I can throw the ladder away. So in the same way, they will use deity worship, the Panchapasana, as a crutch to get to a certain level where they reject all personality and attempt to merge into the Brahman, the effulgence, the spiritual effulgence. But yet Krishna says, Brahmano hi pratistaham amritam yasya amritam. It's at the end of the 14th chapter. Brahmano hi pratistaham amritasya vyayasya cha sasvatasya chastarmasya sukaisya kantikasya cha. He says, and I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, which is immortal, imperishable, and eternal, and is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness. So this spiritual light, which is called Brahman, it's emanating from the body of Krishna. Therefore, in the Ishopanishad, 15th verse, Krishna says, Hiranmayana patrena satyasya pihitam mukam tattvam pusam apavrinu satya dharmaya dristaye. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, please remove this curtain of light that is blinding my eyes so I can see your smiling face. So the Brahman effulgence is coming from the body of Krishna, but unless we develop love for Krishna, our eyes are blinded by it. Therefore, in the Ishopanishad, which is a person, he's praying to the Lord, please remove this curtain of light so I can see your smiling face. So Sankaracharya got it wrong. And people that follow his philosophy also get it wrong. He if we go back to the original Guru, who is Krishna, in fact, Arjuna says in the 11th chapter, he describes Krishna as Guru Gariyan. That means that he is the greatest Guru of all time. This is the 11th chapter, 43rd verse, where Arjuna says, Pitasi lokasya characharasyan tvamasya pujaschya gurur gariyan natvat samoste abid adika kutosnyo lokatrayipi apratima prabhava. Arjuna says, now look, Arjuna is the expert on Krishna, but he was right with him on the chariot. He was looking directly at him. He was Krishna's friend. He's related to Krishna, and Krishna helped him win the battle of Kurukshetra. So nobody knows Krishna better than Arjuna, and Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So he's the number one expert. And this is what he's saying. O Krishna, you are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation, of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, and nor can anyone be one with you. How then could there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? So here Arjuna is substantiating who Krishna is. He is Guru Gariyan. He is Pitasya Lokasya. No one is equal to him. Natat samo ste abhyadika kuto nyo. No one is equal to him or greater than him. Then Krishna himself says that he's the source of everything material and spiritual. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak svarvam pavartate. And then Krishna says, avyaktim vyaktim apanam manyate mam abudaya. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. So now the question is, who should we believe? Should we believe Arjuna? Should we believe Krishna? Should we believe Sankaracharya? Sankaracharya also said, after writing all that he did, he said, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Mudamate. He said, just give up all your philosophical word jugglery and just surrender to Govinda, Krishna. Govinda, Govinda, right? So, who should we believe? Should we believe the false interpreters of Hinduism and Vedic philosophy, or should we believe the origin of the Vedic philosophy? Krishna says also, Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivisto matak smritir jnanam apahanam cha Vedaischa sarvir aham eva vedyo Vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. In the 15th chapter, 15th verse of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sanivisto. I am in the heart of every living being, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. So, who should we believe? Should we believe Krishna? Or should we believe upstart speculative philosophers? Yes. The number one upstart speculative philosopher is Vivekananda. He is a brilliant man, but he got it all wrong, and he's misled people, millions of people, teaching that the ultimate nature of God is impersonal. That's not true. If you listen to the speech, or if you have read, I've carefully read the speech he gave in Chicago in 1892. That speech was a brilliant speech, but it confused everyone about who God actually is. He clearly said in that speech that God is impersonal. And he said he cannot be anything but impersonal. He used very flowery language, but he was adamantly what we call Kevala Advaitin, that the absolute truth is nondescript and impersonal, and it's one. It can never be anything else than one. So therefore, the deity of Radha and Krishna, from Vivekananda's point of view, is an illusion. It doesn't really exist. It's good for sentimental people who like to chant and dance, but it's not for the Vedantins who are steeped in real philosophy. Well, real false philosophy, yes. The real philosophy is, as Arjuna, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in the 8th chapter, and we have to base our knowledge on Krishna's words, because he's the original guru. And he says, 8th chapter, verse number 9, Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anor Aniyam Sam Anusmaritya Sarvasya Dattaram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastad. One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who's always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental beyond this material nature. So, who do we believe? This is the fundamental question. Who do you believe? We should believe the words of Krishna, because he is the original guru. Arjuna says this, Krishna says this, Ramanujacharya says this, Nimbarkacharya says this, and Vishnu Swami says this, and all the great acharyas, Lord Chaitanya says this, Madhavacharya says this. These are all the greatest gurus in the history of India, and they all say that Krishna is the original guru. So we should believe them. Don't believe anybody else, because they will mislead us, because they have a personal agenda. What is their personal agenda? To establish themselves as great authorities by perverting the original authority of Krishna. By undermining Krishna's authority, they try and establish themselves as authorities, and they mislead people. So, they have misled India. India is going further and further into atheism. India is going further and further into spiritual chaos. The original culture of India, based on Sanatana Dharma, is being undermined. And it's being undermined because of the philosophy that certain peoples began, especially in Bengal. All great things begin in Bengal. Bengalis are extremely brilliant people. Not all of them, but some of them are. And in Bengal, we see the philosophy Yatamat Tatapat. In Bengali, this means whatever you think, that's also true. So whatever you say is true, as long as you accept whatever I say is true, then we'll be buddies. But Vaishnavas don't believe that. Vaishnavas believe that the supreme absolute truth is Lord Krishna. Samai pumsa paro dharmo yato bhaktira hoksuje ahaituki pratihata yayatma suprasiditi. That the supreme dharma, paro dharma, is to develop pure love for Krishna. Now, can you develop pure love for the sky? No. You can develop appreciation for the greatness of the sky, but you cannot develop pure love. Can you develop pure love for your child? Yes, you can. You can love your child, right? Much better than you can love the sky. But so when we see Yasodamai, she loves her child. Her child is Krishna. She doesn't know he's Krishna because she's suffering from Yogamaya, the illusion that brings you closer to Krishna. If she thought my child is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, she would not be able to tie him up. She would not be able to spank him sometimes. She would not be able to scold him. And she would be afraid to feed him. You see? So therefore, she must be in some kind of illusion to be able to do all those intimate things. But she doesn't care if her child is God or not. She simply loves Krishna. So do the gopis, and so do all the inhabitants of Vrindavana. So therefore, in this form of Krishna is very special. It permits intimate relationship. Now, if you worship Krishna in his form as Narayana or Vishnu, you cannot have such intimate relationship, because Narayana is worshipped with awe and reverence. There's nothing wrong with that. It's also wonderful. But the special flavor of service to Krishna and love of Krishna is unparalleled. And if you see the love of Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj for Krishna, it's unparalleled. If you see the love of the gopis, and especially Radharani for Krishna, it's unparalleled. There's nothing like it in this world. Therefore, to be able to access that world, that spiritual world, we need to hear bona fide knowledge directly from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is called Shruti. Shruti means what is spoken directly by God. Smriti is what is spoken about God by great devotees. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is Smriti, spoken about Krishna by great devotees, like Sukadeva Goswamis and other great swamis and great devotees. But Bhagavad Gita is directly spoken by Krishna. Therefore, you cannot get a better scripture than this. It gives direct information. Who knows Krishna better than himself? Why should we hear about Krishna from anybody else? If I want to know something about my friend Jai Balam, I should ask him, right? If I want to know something about you, why should I ask your neighbor or somebody else? They're not going to really tell me the inside story of who you are, but you know who you are. And Krishna knows who he is, and he's the best authority in explaining who he is. Therefore, it's said, Tasmat sarvesu kalesu mam anusmara yudyacha maya arpita mano buddhir mam evasya samsaya. Arjuna, Krishna speaking to Arjuna in this verse, 8th chapter, 7th verse, he says to him, my dear Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna. Well, that's the way he is in front of Arjuna, right? On the battle of Kurukshetra, he's driving Krishna's chariot. Right there should be a red flag for us. How is it that God is subordinating himself to his own devotee? Well, how is it that you as a parent subordinate yourself to your own child? Your child says, I want to go to Disneyland. You say, okay, we're going next week. Right? Did you take your kids to Disneyland, Prabhu? Yeah, okay. Did they want to go? Yes, right. So you subordinated yourself to your child, right? But because of love, not because of hatred, because of love. And the same way, out of love for Arjuna, Krishna is subordinating himself. Arjuna is telling Krishna, Krishna, take me into the middle of the battlefield. I want to see who's arrayed against me in this battlefield. So Krishna is following his order, out of love. Now we get a little picture of what it's like in the spiritual world. The relationship with God is extremely sweet, because if you love Krishna unconditionally, he also loves you unconditionally, and he will subordinate himself to you out of love. Just like you as a parent will subordinate yourself to your child out of love. So here Krishna is telling Arjuna with all sincerity, he says, Tasmat sarve sukalesu mam anusmara yudyacha. My dear Arjuna, you should always think of me in this transcendental form as Krishna. And at the same time, carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, this instruction to Arjuna is very important for all persons engaged in material activities. Now he's speaking to us. We're all engaged in material. Are you all engaged in material activities?
Absolutely.
Yes. So he's speaking to us now directly. He says, the Lord does not say that one should give up his prescribed duties or engagements. One can continue them and at the same time think of Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This will free one from material contamination and engage the mind and intelligence in Krishna. By chanting Krishna's names, one will be transferred to the supreme planet Krishna Loka without a doubt. So here's an easy way to become God conscious, even in this difficult world where there are so many negative things for cultivation of spiritual life. Because it's so difficult, Krishna came and made it easy for those who are pure at heart, those who sincerely want to be close to God always. Krishna and his holy name are non-different. Therefore, if you chant his name sincerely, he is with you. He's present in the vibration of his name, and you will never be bereft of Krishna. So, this is especially important for people who feel lonely, who feel like nobody likes me in this world, and I feel all alone. Well, you're not alone. If you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is right next to you, protecting you and with you. That's why the Hare Krishna mantra is so important. It's not just another mantra. It's not just some jingle that you chant, like, I don't know, jingle bells, jingle all the way. No, it's not a jingle. It is non-different than Krishna. But you will realize this gradually as your heart becomes purified by chanting and engaging the body and the mind in Krishna's service. Therefore, Krishna then continues, Abhyasya yoga yuktena cetasa nanyagamina purusham paramam divyam yati partanu chintayan. 7th chapter, 8th verse, Krishna says, O Arjuna, the person who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not as the Supreme Light. He says the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ete chamsakala Krishna. Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam. All in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 3rd chapter, 28th verse, it says clearly, Ete chamsakala Krishna. Krishna stu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original source of all incarnations. That includes the Narayana incarnations, that includes the Vishnu incarnations, that includes the Leela incarnations, like Lord Rama, and the Yuga incarnations, like Lord Chaitanya, and the Manvantara expansions, and the Purusha expansion. They're all coming from Krishna. And it excludes us also. We're also coming from Krishna. So we're all part of the same family. But unless you know who your father is, you will not say that. So today, some people say, I'm not part of this Krishna family. My original father is Abraham. Well, where did Abraham come from? Came from Krishna also. And somebody else said, no, my people are American Indians. Our father is the great whale, the great spirit of the whale. No. Where did the spirit of the whale come from? It came from Krishna, you say. So Krishna is the original father of everyone. He says, Aham bija pradapita. And I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. So, if you go far back enough, or back far enough, you will come to Krishna. Wherever you start in the material world, you go back from that point, you will end up with Krishna, who's the origin of everything. So, he says, he who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Arjuna, is sure to reach me. And in this verse, 8th chapter, 8th verse, Lord Krishna stresses the importance of remembering him. One's memory of Krishna is revived by chanting the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Now sometimes people ask me, they say, oh Prabhu, you know about Ayurveda. I'm beginning to lose my memory. I forget what my key is. I forget sometimes where I park my car. And in the office, sometimes I forget what they told me to do. Is there any Ayurvedic herb that'll help my memory? And I tell them, yes, the best Ayurvedic herb is chant Hare Krishna. Here it is right here. It says right here in Bhagavad Gita, one's memory of Krishna is revived by chanting the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. By this practice of chanting and hearing the sound vibration of the Supreme Lord's name, one's ear, tongue, and mind are engaged. This mystic meditation is very easy to practice, and it helps one attain the Supreme Lord. Purusham means enjoyer. Although living entities belong to the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord, they are in material contamination. They think themselves enjoyers, but they are not the Supreme Enjoyer. Here it is clearly stated that the Supreme Enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead in its different manifestations and plenary expansions as Narayana, Vasudeva, etc. The devotee can constantly think of the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, in any of his features, Narayana, Krishna, Rama, etc., by chanting Hare Krishna. This practice will purify him, and at the end of his life, due to his constant chanting, he will be transferred to the kingdom of God. Yoga practice is meditation on the super soul within. Now, let's ask a question. What do people really want? What does Larry Ellison want, the CEO of Oracle? What does Larry Page want, the CEO of Google? These are all billionaires, big guys. What do they want? Well, they've been publishing what they want. They want immortality. Just like Hiranyakashipu, he begged Lord Brahma to become Amara. Amara means no death. So that's what Larry Page wants. That's what Larry Ellison wants. And that's what Hiranyakashipu wanted. Now what puts them all in the same category? They were all demons. Every last one of them. All three of them are demons, right? So, but you don't have to go to Larry Page or Larry Ellison to become Amara. Who do you go to become Amara?
Krishna.
Because Krishna is Amara already. You go to someone who has the money, not to someone who has a blank check. Larry Ellison, Larry Page, they have blank checks. They have IOUs. IOU after you're dead. Well, after you're dead, how can you collect the IOU? You say. So, therefore, we go to who is Amara. Krishna is the only one. Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma say only Krishna can give immortality. Even we can't do it. Even Lord Shiva cannot give you immortality, nor can Lord Brahma. Therefore, here it's saying the devotee can constantly think of the Supreme Lord Krishna in any of his features as Narayana, Krishna, Rama, by chanting Hare Krishna. Notice he doesn't say Ganapati, Varuna, Shiva, Brahma, Durga. He doesn't mention those names. He mentions Narayana, Krishna, Rama, Vishnu, etc. This practice will purify him, and at the end of his life, due to his constant chanting, he will be transferred to the kingdom of God. Yoga practice is meditation on the super soul within. Similarly, by chanting Hare Krishna, one fixes his mind always on the Supreme Lord. The mind is fickle, and therefore it is necessary to engage the mind by force to think of Krishna. One example often given is that of the caterpillar that thinks of becoming a butterfly, and so is transformed into a butterfly in the same life. Similarly, if we constantly think of Krishna, it is certain that at the end of our lives, we shall have the same bodily constitution as Krishna. Well, this is explained again in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna. He says, Antakali chamameva, smaran muktva kalevaram, yaprayati samadbhavam, yati nasti atra samsayaha. And whoever, at the end of his life, quits his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Okay, so this is the message that Radha and Krishna are giving. And especially Radharani. Who is she thinking of always? Krishna. So she is the best devotee. Therefore, if we want to become a devotee, we should follow her example. We can't equal her, we can't imitate her, but we should follow her example. All day long, all night long, 24 hours a day, she's thinking of Krishna. Now, I know people all day long, all night long, 24 hours a day, they're thinking of making money. I know people all day long, all night long, 24 hours a day, they're thinking of sports. What did the Mets do? What did the Seahawks do? What did this one do? What's his batting average? What's that other guy's batting? 24 hours a day. In fact, I know this one person, all day long he has a little radio and he's listening to sports. There's a 24-hour sports station. Why is there a 24-hour sports station? Because people are thinking 24 hours a day, all day long, all night long, about sports. So if they can think about sports, if they can think about money, making money, 24 hours a day, all day long, all night long, why can't we think about Krishna 24 hours a day, all day long, all night long? Larry Ellison is thinking about making money. Larry Page is thinking about making money. They're all thinking about making money. But still, they're fathers, they have families, they're CEOs, they have companies, they go on vacation to Hawaii. They do everything, but up here, making money. So why can't we, 24 hours a day, take care of our family, work, and think all the time about Krishna? They prove to us that it's possible. Sometimes people say, oh no, it's not possible. I can't think of Krishna all day long. I'll go crazy. Well, does that mean you go crazy if you think about making money all day long? Or you think about sports all day long? Or you want to watch the 24-hour movie channel? Or the 24-hour business channel? Or the 24-hour sports channel? Why do they have 24-hour channels of these things? Because people want to think about these things 24 hours a day. Otherwise they go bankrupt. You see, they have a 24-hour sports channel because there are people that want to watch sports 24 hours. They have a 24-hour weather channel because there are people that want to know what the weather is 24 hours a day. No, they live in a virtual reality, right? So, therefore, we want 24-hour Krishna channel. That is called the temple. You can come here 24 hours a day. All we do is talk about Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, offer food to Krishna, offer arti to Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita as it is, yatarup, not Bhagavad Gita as I wish it would be, as it should be, or the way we want it to be, as it is. If we come to the same conclusion as Arjuna, we have read Bhagavad Gita. If we read some Bhagavad Gita and don't come to the same conclusion as Arjuna, we have not read Bhagavad Gita. Even though you read the book, you have not read it. Therefore, one man read the entire Ramayana and afterwards he said, whose husband is Sita? Well, what do you mean, who's Sita is a woman, it's not the husband of somebody. Then what kind of Ramayana did he read? You see? So we don't want to be a fool. Thank you very much. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask?
In 8.8, at the very end, it's mentioned, certainly at the end of the life, we have the same bodily constitution as Krishna.
Yes.
That is going back to Krishna Loka.
Okay, right now, what is your body constitution? You have a body right now. What is it, the constitution of that body? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, right? So, if you chant Hare Krishna, you'll get a body of Sat Chitananda, not earth, water, fire, air, ether, not bone, marrow, blood, mucus, stool, urine, and all the other bones and so forth. You'll have a spiritual body. It's a body, but the energies of that body are eternity, bliss, and knowledge, not temporary material elements. So, Krishna has a body, but it's Satchitananda Vigraha. Vigraha means the form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. So, just like you can have, for example, a Swiss watch made with wheels, turning wheels, right? If you look inside the watch, there are a lot of different little wheels. They're all turning, right? But you can also have a digital watch. There are no turning wheels in there, but it's a watch, and it keeps time, just like the Swiss watch, you see? So the Swiss watch has one kind of internal body, and the digital watch has another kind of internal body. In the same way, you have one kind of body now, but that body is different than your soul, and it's made of material elements. But when you purify the material elements by using your body in Krishna's service, your body and your mind and everything, in Krishna's service, it becomes spiritualized, and then it turns into a spiritual body, which is made of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. Not little wheels, not digital technology, and not bones and blood and mucus and bile and plasma and so forth, but transcendental, eternal elements that never deteriorate. So there's no more Botox, there's no more all the other good things people do to make the material body look good. Okay, so we have a new course which is called Bhakti Yoga. So this course is a Bhakti Yoga workshop, and we've already done with 5 new people level 1, and today they completed level 2, and we're going to give them their certificates for completing level 2. And if any of you would like to participate in this Bhakti Yoga workshop, we'll explain what it is in a second. There are several levels, and you get trained in achieving your spiritual body. That's good, isn't it? Never gets old, never gets sick, never dies, always with Krishna. And so we need to get trained to go back to the spiritual world. Actually, the spiritual world is right here. We are so covered over with material attachment, we can't see it. It's like a cataract. When you have a cataract, your eye is not blind, but you can't see clearly because there is a film that covers the eye. But when you get a cataract operation, it melts away that film, and then all of a sudden you can see again, right away, as soon as that film is melted away. So, right now, we only see the material world, but the material world is actually spiritual. But when we look at it with the desire to exploit it, we don't see its spiritual aspect. So we have to melt away that cataract that's stopping us from seeing properly. So this Bhakti Yoga workshop is a good start to melt away that cataract and actually see the real spiritual nature of this world and the spiritual nature of all people in the world. That's called the universal vision of spirituality. So now we want to offer the certificates. Get on, hurry up.
Okay, so we'll call up the people. So essentially, the Bhakti Yoga workshop is a workshop. As I say, it's not just a theory session, but it's a full weekend of experience, of activities along with the theory of the Bhagavad Gita. So we basically take the people through, like we have in our temple. It's an experience, right? It's a lifestyle. So we'd go take them through cooking experience, through meditation experience, through kirtan experience, visit to the farm, everything. So various things combine so that you can actually experience Bhagavad Gita in your life. So we have some wonderful students who have completed this. So we'll call them one by one and they congratulate them. Okay. So I'm ready. You can come up to give them. First is William Jones.
Congratulations,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
We came here on a journey, and we're still on the journey, and our journey is to meet with the Creator, the one God. And we have a great teacher, Balaram, and he started out us on a course, and the course is he gave us a medium of how to get there to one God. He gave us a vehicle. That vehicle is an automobile. That's the first section we got. He showed us how the automobile operates. He showed us how it is connected. The second day is this time right here, second section. We were able to get into automobile. We were able to test drive it a little bit. And inside the automobile, there is a road map. There's a navigation, so he showed us that. And so the third session, which will be our next one, is we'll be able to drive it. And hopefully, after that class, he'll give us the key. Yeah, that we may make that journey. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, William. And this is a little gift of our appreciation. Thank you.
Okay, Caroline Thomas.
Caroline, congratulations. You want to say a few words? Okay, thank you very much, Caroline. And?
Okay, Scott.
Scott.
Scott Davis. Yes.
Oh, William Scott Davison. Yes, how are you?
Good, thank you, Harry.
Thank you very much. Would you like to say something?
Just, I'm very pleased, thank you, Harry. This class has just been phenomenal. I'm learning so much. I'm trying to apply it to my life, and I used to, when I was an undergraduate, I used to go to My Sweet Lord, which was in the U District, and that's where I first got exposed to the Bhagavad Gita, and I've always wanted to learn and master it, and just finding out about this class, and the Vedic Cultural Center has just been an unbelievable resource and an answer to a lot of my life recently. And so I hope to continue, and I want to thank everyone for supporting and showing the Puget Sound community your love and all of the devotion I've experienced. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. But you can see what the purpose of the temple and devotees is. It's to spread love for Krishna. We don't have any other goal. It was not even a question of proselytizing or changing religion or anything like that. It's all about understanding our relationship with God and acting in that relationship and developing love of God. One can be a Christian like me, they can be a Muslim, they can be Hindu, they can be an atheist, they can be a nudist, whatever they are. They can learn about Krishna because Krishna is the father of everyone. Thank you very much. And now we have Arti. And thank you, Balaram. Balaram has taken this responsibility of the Vedic University and all its different aspects of training people in the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. And he's doing an excellent job. We want to thank him. Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Kiba Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Jana Vita tatavane jagamana loba Kibadaki nitaya cha ban mengada para Kibadaki nitaya cha ban mengada para Nikate Advaita Shini Vasachadara Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Jana vitatavane jagamana lobaja Kibaboshi na chingora chan Ratna Singasane Arati Karena Brahma Adideva Gane Arati Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Jana vitatavane jagamana loba Hibanara adhikari Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosadigaya Sanjay Jayo Jaya Gora Chande Arati Ke Soba Jala vitatavane Jagamana lobaja Kiba Shankar Baje Ganta Baje Baje Kara Kala Adurami Danga Baje Paramara Sala Madur Chayo Mara Chande Aroti Ke Soba Jana vitatavane Jagamana lobaja Shanka baje Ganta baje Madur 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 Baje Shanka Baje Ganta Baje Madur 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 Baje Shanka baje ganta baje madur 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 baje Baba Shanka baje ganta baje madur 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 baje Madur, 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 Baje Madur, 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 Baje Madur, 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 Baje Madur, 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 Baje Shanka Baje, Ganta Baje Madur, Madur Madur Baje Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Ram Hare Hare Hey Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Premanandi Ki Jai Ki Baba Ho Koti Chandra Ji Vadana Ujjvala. Kala jaise bana mala, kare jala mala gala. Jayo Jaya Gora Chante Arati Ke Soba. Jana Vidata Vale Jagamana Lobana Kiba Shiva Sukha Narada Premegala Yada Shiva Sukha Narada Premegala Yada Akati Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Akati Vinoda Deke Gorara Sampada Gorangera Lojik Soba Jagajana Manaloma Gorangera Lojik Soba Jagajana Manaloma Gorangera Lojik Soba Jagajana Manaloma Jagajana Manaloba Jagajana Manaloba Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Madhurada, Nila Madhurada. Jayo Radha, Nila Madhurada, Nila Madhurada. Jayo Radha, Nila Madhurada, Nila Madhurada. Radha, Nila Madhurada, Nila Madhurada. Prabhupada Pradana hai, Prabhupada Pradana hai. Jai Radha, Nila Madhurada, Nila Madhurada. Jai Radha, Nila Madhurada, Nila Madhurada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala, Jai Gopala, Shri Radhe Govinda, Hare Hare Krishna, Namahe Shri Radhe Govinda, Mahapachale Hare Krishna, Namahe Shri Radhe Govinda, Amana Bachale Hare Krishna, Namahe Shri Radhe Govinda, Amana Bachale Hare Krishna, Namahe Gopala Hare Krishna, Namahe Nandalala Hare Krishna, Namahe Gopala Hare Krishna, Namahe Nandalala Hare Krishna, Namahe Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Radhe Govinda, Amana Bachale Hare Ka Pyara Namahe. Shri Radhe Govinda, Amana Bachale Hare Ka Pyara Namahe. Gopala Hare Ka Pyara Namahe, Ananda Lala Adhika Pyara Naam Hai. Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Bolo Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Bolo Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Bolo Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Bolo Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala, Jai Nandalala Jai Gopala. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Come on. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Bol Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura. Nitya Gaura Premanande ki jai, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravaji ki Chasta Tarasata Shri Srimad Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavani Paskatya Desatarine. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlada Lada Dayani. Hiranyakashi Purabhakshahai Shilatam Kanakalaye Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha Shilatam Kanakalaye Ito Nishinga Parato Nishinga Yato Yato Yamita Do Nishinga Do Nishinga Parato Nishinga Yato Yato Yamita Do Nishinga Vahe Nishinga Yidaye Nishinga Narashina Madim Sadanam Prabhate Vahe Nishinga Yidaye Nishinga Narashina Madim Sadanam Prabhate Navakara Kamala Vare Nakama Duta Shingham Dalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanuvringram Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Tabakara Kamala Vare Nakama Duta Shingham Dalita Hiranya Kashipu Tanuvringram Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Hare Jai Jagadesha Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Singade Bhagavan Ki Jai. We have a few quick announcements and then we have a dance performance tonight. Is that right? Yes. So, first of all, we want to thank our sponsors tonight. Nalini Ambaru. Nalini Ambaru, I'm sure her family also have sponsored tonight. We want to thank her and her family. And we also want to thank Raghu Seturaman and Aparna Tyagarajan. And also Santosh Chadwani. Both of them have, and family, they have all three have sponsored the Sunday feast. Nalini Ambaru, Santosh Chadwani, and Raghu Seturaman and Aparna Tyagarajan. Thank you very, very much. If you're here, please come forward and get the mercy of Radha and Krishna. Also, we have a very special donation tonight. All donations are special. All donations. Every little bit counts because it all goes toward pleasing the temple. Like today, we did a house program and I was given $1,111. And I told them, Prabhu, if you give that money to me, I might go to Las Vegas and waste it.
Prabhu, you'll go to Las Vegas and establish another Hare Krishna temple.
We are trying to open a temple there right now. But our desire is always to help the temple. Krishna has taken care of us personally. worked in my life. I have a business, and now my children are managing the business. They're doing better than me. And so somehow or other, Krishna is always taking care of me. And this should be a lesson to everyone. Somehow or other in my life, I never worked for anyone. I always had my own businesses. And I never had Social Security, never had a health plan. Now, I'm not saying you should be like that, but I'm just giving you an idea of my personal experience in life. I always depended on Krishna. Now, after 70 years, raising 6 kids, and now with 6 grandchildren, somehow or other, everything's going along TK. So you don't have to be, a billionaire. You just have to live humbly and follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, always chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita, offering your food and receiving back Krishna Prasadam, and coming to the temple regularly, doing seva. You will be taken care of, I guarantee you. Krishna will help you. You have nothing to worry about. But if you are like 99% of the population, irregular in your habits, going to sleep late, waking up late, not chanting Hare Krishna, eating junk food, you'll only have trouble. You'll only have trouble in your life. So there's a real value in following the regulated life of devotion. Health, wealth, and happiness will follow you normally, naturally. You don't have to worry. Somehow or other, things will work out. Is this right, Madhavachandra? Madhavachandra took a big chance. He gave up working in Microsoft. He gave up working as a CFO in different companies and bought a farm, spent most of his money buying a farm, taking care of cows. Do you regret it, Prabhu? Okay. Doesn't regret it. He's happy. So, somehow or other, Krishna takes care of his devotees. Now, I'm not saying become a lazy bum. Krishna doesn't take care of lazy bums. He takes care of people, or as they say in English, God helps those that help themselves. So you help yourself to become a good devotee, Krishna will help you, I guarantee you. So we want to thank our sponsors tonight, and also we want to thank Srinivas Kasam Prabhu. Srinivas Kasam, besides being a wonderful devotee, is another example of someone who works honestly, and somehow or other Krishna takes care of him and his family, his wonderful child, wonderful wife, wonderful family. Tonight he's donated $5,000. It's not easy. I mean, money is blood. There was this one gentleman I knew. He would come to the temple. He'd say, Prabhu, I want to give you a donation. I said, okay. I said, you want to give cash or check? He said, I'm going to give you a cash. He'd make out a check, and he'd go like this here. And as soon as I try and grab it, he'd go back like that. He had a difficult time giving it to me. He'd keep pulling it back, So, money is blood. And it's very difficult for people to actually want to give money to a spiritual organization. They say, listen, I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. I don't believe in religious organizations. Well, Baba, there's no religious organizations. How are you going to practice spiritual life? If everyone believed like that, how could we have built this temple? And this temple is for everybody. It's not for us. Everyone is coming here and they're benefiting from it in many ways. That's what a real temple is. It's not a business. And it's not based on money either. It's based on devotion. We didn't build this temple with money. We built it brick by by prayers. And money also came. So, on future events, next week, September 18th, next Sunday, we have the visit of a very special person, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and he's coming here to have a Kirtan Yoga program. There will be different Kirtaniyas, very expert Kirtan leaders. And also, Radhanath Swami is on a book tour. He's written a new book, The Journey Within, and he will have signings for the book, if you like to take one. And you can meet him also. And he'll be here until next Wednesday. And we're going to have different programs with Maharaj. You're all welcome to come. You can find out about his schedule downstairs. On the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of September, this month, not next week, the week after, we're going to have our annual retreat. We're retreating from the material world and going to Soap Lake in eastern Washington, where we have 3 days of chanting, dancing, and swimming. And of course, eating, a lot of prasadam there. So everyone is welcome to come. And from September 18th onward, our Vedic school, I guess our Sunday school starts again. And beginning October 2nd, we have Hindi classes here at the VCC, Vedic Cultural Center, as well as in Bellevue. We have our signs up, and we have our super excellent teacher and school manager who is here right now. And she's going to, you can meet her and talk about the Hindi classes. So, Prabhu, please stand up. This is our teacher and our mentor and our inspired devotee. Bharti Devi is here to help you train your kids in Krishna consciousness, in Hindi, and all kinds of Sad-dharma, spiritual dharma. So you can talk to her. And of course, our Vedic school and Sunday school is beginning on September 18th, next week. And you can also meet Nirmala Devi. She's downstairs, and she will also help you orient your kids. And then on September 30th and October 1st, we have 2-day visit of the Yadadri temple priest. Yadadri is the second Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana. It's no longer, I'm sorry, I insulted the Telanganas, I'm sorry. In Telangana, not Andhra. It's the second Tirupati, and the priests are coming here, and they're going to perform the Narasingha, Lakshmi Narasingha Kalyanam, the marriage of Lakshmi and Narasingha. On September 30th in the evening in the temple, we have the Homam, Sudarshan Homam, and on October the 1st, beginning at 9 a.m., we have the Kalyanam. So if you would like to register for that, either one or both programs, please see the devotees downstairs that are signing everyone up. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's the first time they've ever come to the United States. The Nrsimha temple there is a very ancient temple, and it's very popular. Also, next week, we have an interesting visitor who's going to speak in our downstairs hall, and his name is Dushyant Shidhar, and he is a student of the Sri Ahobala Mutt. Ahobala, of course, is a temple of Lord Nrsimhadev, the most famous temple of Lord Nrsimhadev in South India. And he's going to be here. What night is he going to be here? He's going to be here on... I'm not sure which night, but he's going to be here one night. So, the 16th, Friday, next Friday. So you're all invited to come and hear Dushyant Shidhar. So thank you very much. A lot of things happening in the Vedic Cultural Center. This is an exciting place for the whole family. And now we will have our dance performance with Kritika and her best friend. Oh, just your friend. Okay, I thought... What's her name?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. I have no idea. That makes two of us that have no idea.
I'm not doing any dance.
Oh, you're not doing a dance performance. Oh, no, who's doing the dance performance? Huh? What? This is like the, what do you call it, Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. Right? Okay, anyway, is someone going to announce the dance performance? Where is he? Okay. Well, I don't know. Kritika was telling me she's going to dance. Oh, okay. All right, well, let's all dance downstairs and have prasadam. Haribol. So again, we want to thank our sponsors tonight, and also Srinivas Kasam and his good family. Thank you very, very much. He's donated toward our Rath Yatra festival. We had approximately close to 5,000 people. It was 6,000 people, I think, that came. And it was a wonderful event. Now, our next major event is November the 6th at the Seattle Center. We are celebrating Diwali, the Festival of Light, at the Seattle Center Armory on November the 6th, from 12 to 6. I think it's a Sunday. And please come to that. That's going to become a major festival. We have entered into the Seattle Center's Festal program. The Seattle Center, there's the Brazilian Festival, there's the Arab Festival, there's the Folklife Festival, and now there's the Diwali Festival, supported by the Seattle Center. And please come and help us make that a grand festival like Ananda Mela. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. You told me you were going to dance.
She was dancing in the Aarti. That's why she wanted to-
Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dinadayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Nanda Gopal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Nanda Gopal. Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal. Dinadayal, Dinadayal. Dinadayal, Dinadayal. Shama Sundara Kanayalal, Girivardhari Nanda Gopal. Shama Sundara Kanayalal, Girivardhara Nanda Gopal. Girivardhara Nanda Gopal. Girivardhara Nanda Gopal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dinadayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Girivardhara Nanda Gopal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dinadayal. Dinadayal, Prabhu Dinadayal, Dinadayal, Prabhu Dinadayal. Shama Sundara Kanayalal, Girivardhari Nanda Gopal. Girivaradara Nanda Gopal, Girivaradara Nanda Gopal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Keshava Madhava Dina Dayal. Jai Govinda, Jai Gopal, Girivara, Keshava Madhava Nanda Gopal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shama Sundara Kanayala, Girivaradari Nanda Gopal. Shama Sundara Kanayala, Girivaradari Nanda Gopal. Nanda Gopal, Jaya Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal, Jaya Nanda Gopal. Nanda Gopal, Jaya Nanda Gopal, Nanda Gopal, Jaya Nanda Gopal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Madhava ki jai, Jai Gaurapanandi ki jai, Jai Radha Nila Madhva Radha Lila Madhava Radhe. Prabhupada Pradana hai, Prabhupada Pradana hai. Jayo Radha Lila Madhava Radha, Lila Madhava Radhe. Radha Lila Madhava Radha, Lila Madhava Radhe. Bolo Bolo Radha Lila Madhava Radha, Lila Madhava Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.